If you do YouTube at all, this might be one of the most important episodes that you listen to all year. YouTube is currently conducting one of the largest scale demonetization enforcement initiatives that I've ever seen. Channel earning $30,000 a month in YouTube ad revenue, totally demonetized. Another one that was earning $7,000, demonetized. We actually got some insider information from YouTube, how to protect yourself. A big theme of this is AI, but all channels need to be aware of this information.
So we have real case studies. We've got direct language from YouTube as well. And we're going to show you a clear framework of what is and isn't okay to post, so that as you go through the rest of this year, you know how to navigate it.
Yeah, and so we've broken this conversation into parts. Let's start off with just some of the things that are happening. So YouTube has deleted actually millions of channels. Yeah. The big headline there people have heard about, AI slop channels, super low effort, super generic. Yeah. Okay, but what we're talking about is there's some of the people in our community that have humans behind the channel, sometimes editors, that are really crafting their content, yet still they were demonetized. And these stats are kind of staggering though, because there was, as far as channels being deleted, over 4.7 billion lifetime views were just erased off the platform. 35 million subscribers were affected. And an estimated lost annual revenue across the channels was $10 million.
Nuts.
And so I think actually we could jump into the first story to make this contextual. So one of the people that are part of our accelerator program have a Bible channel where they're telling Bible stories, breaking down, I mean, I would say quality content. Like these are good stories, good information, you know, well structured, well thought out. They were earning $30,000 a month from YouTube ad revenue. They had 500,000 subscribers, and they get an email from YouTube that just says, hey, you're demonetized. Now, we're going to hit that towards the end of the episode. They said, this is what you could do to basically get back into our good graces. And there's a process that you can go through, but talk about a blow. I mean, there's people listening, they're like, I just want to get monetized, but also imagine you're earning 30 grand a month and it just goes to zero. Now they had a couple other income streams, which we'll also talk about that later, but that's wild.
When this was 30K from YouTube.
Yes.
Like just that, like what, not taking into consideration other income streams.
Right.
Just YouTube.
YouTube ad revenue.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. And I remember too, like, you know, talking with our coach about this, who is working with them in our coaching program. And it's just like, it's crazy making. Like it's almost one of those things that just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel fair. You feel all the emotions. And like, I know our whole team, we're just trying to think about how do we rally, you know what I mean? And like, what are our options here? Because we're up, it's kind of crazy because you're up against, yes, to phrase it that way, but you're up against YouTube and their policies, you know? And so I've been thinking about this, Sean, like, how do you make sense of like, how did that flag initially happen? I think a lot of people wonder, like, who made that call? Is it actually someone? Is it AI stuff that's going on? Because YouTube has all this stuff that's rolling out. Like, how did that flag initially happen?
So YouTube is using AI systems to scan channels, and that could lead to the channel being deleted, or in some cases left up but demonetized. And then humans are getting involved because the email that we saw is from a YouTube team member.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's then actually giving specific feedback to that individual creator. And when you zoom out a little bit, again, $10 million in lost annual revenue. Yeah. And one of the myths out there is, well, YouTube is just shutting off monetization for the creator, but still running ads
for their
and
own
making
gain,
money themselves. But that's actually a myth. When they're demonetizing the channel, they're not running ads on it anymore. Why? Well, one of the things is they're kind of redefining what is quality content. And we want to sell inventory for advertisers to put their ads on. And so we're actually taking the hit. Like, we don't want them to put ads on this type of content. Now, to go a little bit deeper, the YouTube CEO has publicly acknowledged this, and the big points are the rise of low quality repetitive content.
Yeah.
Low quality repetitive. AI slop is the term, and they have systems to fight basically spam and clickbait. Now, you know, if you're on the YouTube version too, I'm curious your take, and let us know in the comments if you've heard this, if you know someone who's gotten their channel deleted or demonetized. Why this hits so close to home is both of the channels in our community are not spam or clickbait.
Right.
So is there an overreach here? I think yes. But at the same time, YouTube is not banning AI. And even if you want to be a faceless channel, there's a way to do it, which we'll cover that later. They're not banning AI. It sounds like they are. And that's the overreach of the headline. I see it every time we do like a live class. Someone goes, well, but I shouldn't use AI at all.
Right.
YouTube is anti-AI and they're banning AI. So there's a tension there. But kind of the quick hits are if it's repetition, low effort, mass production. That one's interesting.
Yeah.
If you're just pumping out repetitive, the same thing over and over and posting a ton. Viewer trust and advertiser trust. So is it higher quality, like trustworthy content? Even if it is AI, do you still have viewer trust? And would advertisers want to advertise on this? Now, if I just do a personal opinion at the top, I still think there's an overreach here.
Yeah.
I think, of course, when YouTube does something new, they're going to make mistakes. But I think both I know for a fact that both viewers and advertisers were fine advertising on this content. This was quality content, and yet they got demonetized as well. So I think knowing some of the changes, but in a way, YouTube didn't really invent new rules here, but what they are is turning up the enforcement in the world of AI that has gone so parabolic.
Yes.
And what some people are doing is with AI, they're launching like 150 new YouTube channels in a day. You know, they set up a Claude bot or now a Molt bot or whatever it is, publish channels, publish lots of videos. Man. And it really is a spam. So like that sounds extreme. And so to combat that, YouTube is setting up systems, but unfortunately there's casualties.
There's ripple effect. Yeah, that's right. 100%. Yeah. It's crazy to think through these terms is what I'm trying to get really familiar with. And some of the research, like in preparing for this talk, it's interesting to note how a part of the mass production piece, what stuck out to me is there's this element where YouTube is saying, okay, AI is able to create, just like what you just said, AI is able to create content at such a scale and at such speed that a human would never be capable of by themselves. So it is interesting to think about like volume seems to be at play here. It's at least some sort of trigger point about like the amount, like the sheer velocity of content that's coming onto the platform and seeing all that come from one channel, one creator. I'm just curious, like, well, I'm still hoping to find out like what are those exact trigger points for folks, you know?
Yeah, we have those. And so I want to hit these case studies, but I want to encourage listeners. They might be saying, well, I just vlog. It's always me on camera. And so, you know, I don't need this information. I actually think, number one, what could be the mistake is even if you are mostly just on camera, you should be using AI.
Yeah.
And you could have an illogical fear of using AI at all, or maybe you start to integrate into your channel, but you're like, oh no, am I going to get flagged? So you think you just need to know the best practices because, you know, if I use AI at all, will it trigger?
That's right.
These things, if it starts seeing certain things on my channel, if I'm using AI on thumbnails or if I'm using AI. So a couple quick case studies. We mentioned one, large faceless Bible channel, 588,000 subscribers, $30,000 a month in ad revenue, faceless, narrative driven, AI assisted, but not AI spam, fully demonetized. And here's the reason: inauthentic and mass produced content.
There it is. Yeah.
Now they submitted an appeal under internal review, but there's no timeline on that review. I think listening to this episode would also inform if you get into this situation, things you should include into the appeal. So even because you're only going to get one shot to submit that appeal. So then what should I include in that? But here's, I think, a big quote. This didn't happen because of one video. It happened because of the pattern of the channel. So a one-off AI video, you know, I'm exploring the idea. Listen, I'm at some point here, I'm going to turn myself into an AI avatar and cover a news story. But think about that. It's a little bit different. I'm still a personal brand. I'm able to provide good information. It could be my voice. Yeah. And it could be an AI video. Oh, is that going to get flagged? Well, is that the pattern of the channel? There's some other nuances there. Here's a second case study. So this is an exam prep education channel. Amazing content, helping people prepare for real estate exams in specific states. Educational, earning $7,500 a month. Some of that was from people that would sign up for their deeper software that will really help you prep for the exam. But a lot of it was from ad revenue, clear user value. Now, heavy automation in the pipeline though. Okay. And automation in the pipeline is a flag. Like, is this just press a button and it makes a video? That seems to be a big flag. AI assisted scripts and voice. So it's all AI voice, also demonetized. So this is a different niche, but it had the same outcome and the same underlying pattern. And so it's not whether or not the content is useful. YouTube is cracking down on how is the content produced and how is the content being scaled.
So this, I'm thinking through, okay, so for both of these channels, this whole thing is new, first and foremost. Let me just back up a second, right? Like I remember when the button first popped up in upload settings where you have to say, yes, the AI is involved in this, or no, it's not, right? Yeah. So I think like YouTube has obviously been aware of what's coming. And so as these guidelines can continue to come out, I'm thinking through like, how do you, if you're a faceless channel, if you're an AI channel, or if you're even using AI, like what is the tension? How do I use AI in my content if you're scared about this happening to you? Like, I think a lot of people are kind of crippled up, to be honest. Even if, like you just said, these channels, right, have been using AI heavily, automation in the pipeline, but I see a lot of creators who aren't even creating because they just don't even know what they're allowed to do.
That's true. I mean, that actually, a big response to this is fear, or like, I'm still on the sidelines thinking about starting. Do I even start? Or I'm on the sidelines. I was excited to start a faceless channel. I don't want to be on camera. There's new tools to do it.
Yes.
Oh, do I just not do it? There's a way to do it. And we'll hit that in a second. But I think we should touch on what came out of that email from YouTube.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting word, but this is the word to know. The real issue is interchangeability.
What does that mean?
I don't even know what that means, honestly. That's why I had to look it up. So let me read you the definition. So what do they mean? It's basically this. YouTube is not anti-AI. They're anti-interchangeability. What does that mean? It means this. If YouTube can swap your channel with 100 others and nobody would notice, that's a problem. So, okay, you're doing some exam prep videos, you're doing Bible stories, you're doing documentaries, mini documentaries about Warren Buffett and, investor principles. If that video just looks exactly the same, like 100 or 1,000 other videos, that's a problem. They want creators who feel human and unique, not videos that look like they came off the same assembly line. Now, we have a principle later, but might as well hit it here. What's one of the best ways to do AI content is to build an actual brand. Meaning, like, think about it like Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is not a real human,
right,
but is a notable figure and a unique piece of intellectual property. So if you want to pivot and you're going to do exam prep videos, you create an AI avatar that is unique, that is the same, that has a voice, a look, and that's and it's the person.
Yeah.
So it's not that it has to feel human or be unique, as opposed to just spam videos. So now you can have a fully AI channel, but you've created, like, in a way, a cartoon, unique
that's right,
cartoon that is unique to you. Because if basically interchangeability, if it could just be swapped out. I don't even know what channel that made that. It seems like the same as every other motivational stoic quotes list. It seems like everything else. And so this is kind of what they explain, and people need to know these 7 things. If number 1, you have the same structure in every video, it's a template. Number 2, it's the same pacing. Number 3, same cadence. Number 4, same emotional arc. Number 5, same visuals. Number 6, same voice. Number 7, same storytelling logic. But it's just being pumped out. I think what's even worse than that is, like, there are tools that let you have this AI avatar this day and this AI avatar that day. And again, repetitive pattern as opposed to distinct brand. Yeah, that's getting cracked down on right now.
I'm thinking through the production process seems to be where a lot of these decisions are being made by people, by creators, that then is somehow being triggered, right, by YouTube and everything right now. So in the production process, I'm just wondering, okay, repetitious content. If 17 different people all had the same idea for the same kind of channel in the same niche, decided to kind of just outsource everything to AI, and they're all referencing the same channels that are successful. It's like they're in the creation process. If you have 17, probably more than that, different people saying, hey, can you help me? There's talking to ChatGPT or talking to AI. Hey, can you help me? Like, here's some inspiration. I want to make videos like this one. I want to make whatever. And AI is wicked smart. So it's going to be able to analyze what's that channel doing or what makes that video successful. What is the framework? AI can give you a framework from any sort of video, right? Like, here's the structure and architecture that's going on. And so I'm just thinking through, like, man, if you're kind of, if at the production process, if at the ideation process, here's kind of like a coach take. If it's not starting with you and you're just trying to recreate what other people are doing because you want to do this YouTube thing, I don't know. For me, that falls into this category.
Well, you know what that just inspired for me is AI is going to be really good at spotting AI.
Yeah.
And I think the problem in this mass-produced content, arena on YouTube is that there's so much theft happening. It's one of the biggest. It's taught by AI faceless gurus.
Yes.
Go find a viral video, download their script, enter that script into your thing, spin it.
There it is.
But then just hit publish. Now, let's take this into what people have probably heard as far as like students using ChatGPT to write their papers.
Yeah.
And then what tools have popped up? Tools to audit a student's paper to say what percentage of this is AI. And it can see it.
Crazy.
So think about just this tweak. I think people are in such a rush. They're in such a frenzy. And so what they're doing is they're like copy video, paste that, spin it a little bit, publish that. Yeah. Well, then you at some point, all the LLMs are just referencing each other.
That's it.
Everything is and then it hits YouTube. And so even they might be like, this exact script, basically, we've already seen it. That would be a flag. So if you're doing AI content though, but you slow down, and even if you start with AI or you start with an outlier concept, if you sit down and let AI outline the video, but then like do some actual work.
That's it. Yeah. Do the work.
Get in, and say, okay, I got the outline, but let me start writing, and let me also start figuring out my voice. And basically, there's always going to be people that are trying to game the system, but like you might want to run that script through an AI tester to say, oh yeah, this is no percent ChatGPT. It's 10% ChatGPT instead of 99% ChatGPT.
That's a power up.
Yeah. And I mean, because AI can spot AI. And so this next part of the video is the YouTube framework. This is literally gold. So this is what is allowed and what is not allowed on YouTube. And this might take a second to process for us, but here's what's allowed. So we can all see it. The economy is shifting fast. Old strategies are just not working anymore. And if you aren't adapting right now, you are missing out on massive opportunity. That's why we created our Think Media Mastermind, which is a 2-day event that happens in Las Vegas. And you can check out details at thinkmediamastermind.com. When you go to that website, you'll fill out an application. This isn't for everybody. We have a very strict criteria to make sure that the right people are in the room. And so if you're an entrepreneur or a creator that wants to scale their online business, then go to the website and apply soon, because seating is extremely limited for this very intimate gathering. You can check it out at thinkmediamastermind.com. AI assisted editing. Okay, so can you use AI to help you edit? For sure. Human commentary and interpretation. All right. What also if you're, oh shoot, I don't even want to use AI to do deep research for my history channel, which is a great niche. Okay, but are you going to then interject some human commentary, some interpretation, some perspective? Okay, so if you put that in there, creative transformation, that's a good thing. Limited automation, not no automation,
right?
But limited automation and human judgment shaping outcomes. That's all allowed. Disallowed patterns, interesting. Fully automated pipelines. And that's like from concept to completion. And think about what AI can easily do. Study viral videos, steal their scripts, flip the script around, turn it into a video, create some B-roll or add some stock images, add some music. The whole pipeline could be automated.
Yes.
So you just go, okay, I still could have automation in the pipeline, but is the pipeline fully automated? Script recycling. There's a banger term.
Yeah.
Script recycling.
That's huge.
And minor tweaks at scale. Upload flooding, another big red flag. So if you're uploading, let's say long form videos, this could be shorts too, but like, you upload a video even daily. That's a hard thing to sustain if you're human on camera, but AI could do it. It's not getting tired. If you're uploading multiple times a day, if you're uploading 20 videos a day,
come on.
And some of these channels, they'll take like a news story. Sometimes they'll even tell untrue stories, but they'll just see what can get clicks. Man. And then they'll spin the hook. So they'll spin the title, the thumbnail, and the hook, and upload a version, doesn't do well. Upload another version. So they'll upload 6 variations
there it is.
of a video. So even this, it shows the thinking. So YouTube's like, okay, we're like, block.
Block. Trying to spot these.
If it sees, there's upload flooding. So again, if you're going faceless or you're using AI, if you slow down, you're going at a slower pace, and then also mass produced templates. And how quickly is YouTube going to be able to see the template? And so if a human can't clearly point to someone shaping this content, YouTube assumes a machine made the content.
Did it.
And if it looks like a machine made the content. So for those that still want to do automation, it's not that you can't, but I think, again, this is a good part to rewind. Those were the basically 5 things that are allowed and the 5 things that are disallowed in terms of patterns.
Man, I think as you're listening to this too, so part of me obviously is frustrated because I'm just coming alongside our own students who are actually trying to do good and put good content out there and put thought into what they're putting out there. And this stuff is happening. On the other hand, I'm pretty pumped. Is that okay to say? Because I would think, like, as a serious creator, and a shout out to like all my artists out there, you want your fingerprints over everything, your human touch over everything. Thank goodness, YouTube. Like, it's part of what I want to say, which is like, thank you for removing just the low effort content that could be getting in the way of my viewership, or the kind of content out there that's just not going to contribute, or that's even muddying up my own niche. You know, I mean, it's kind of like a side quest. But so many of these conversations have been happening with the AI musicians that are out there right now, like actual AI artists that are popping off and blowing up. And so you have like, the tensions on both sides. But I think that what's happening right now is we are experiencing the unfortunate ripple effects of a structure that I personally believe that YouTube's putting in place for good, for the longevity of the platform. You is still in YouTube, and I know YouTube really cares about the fingerprints of the actual people and actual creators. So I think that it's really good that we're going through this and trying to figure out, okay, like what is allowed and what's not, so that if you are an AI creator or you're a creator that's like heavily relying on AI, like you're going to have to change your approach. And if you're someone that is getting the negative effects of this too, I think we're about to get into like how creators can protect themselves, right? And what we can do to move forward. Yeah.
So there's 5 things. And so how can creators protect themselves? And these are principles that could apply to any type of channel. These are really good, just principles
in general.
To build on YouTube in 2026. Number 1, treat YouTube as distribution, not as the business itself. Listen, I almost was sick to my stomach when I heard that $30,000 a month was demonetized. I'm like, I literally, Caleb posted that in our Slack group, and his first thing was like, what are your thoughts here? And my first emotion was like, rest in peace to Granny. She got hit by a bazooka. I mean,
kablow,
kaboom. She's done. Like, she got, hit by a missile, which is a niche reference of a viral trending song on social media right now. But treat YouTube as distribution, not the business. This channel is still getting reach. This channel did not get deleted. So they're still getting reach. They're still getting almost 1 million views a month. And it's always a good question to ask yourself, what are you doing with those views? So if you treat YouTube as distribution, not as the business, you always could be, if you're still getting in front of people and you still have a chance to grow an email list or move traffic to a Discord group or get phone numbers or just get influence. I mean, a brand still might want to work with you. Yeah. A brand still might want to, you got that much traffic.
That's right.
So are you pitching brands? It's distribution. Awareness and attention is still valuable. It's very discouraging to get demonetized, but having your own products. And so in both cases of those channels, they do have their own products. AdSense is a big part of their business.
Yeah.
So they're going through a checklist to get back into compliance and to appeal and to re-get into ad revenue. But a general good business practice is like, you don't necessarily want to have all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Diversify.
Yeah.
And diversify before you
need to.
Before you think you need to.
Yeah, that's right.
So that you're just
100%.
ready for anything to even carry you through the, let's say, appeal process.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the cool thing, and we all wish it was faster than it is, but the cool thing is there are channels who are getting put back into the partner program.
Yeah.
You do appeal. They may go, okay, it was an overreach. For that exam prep channel, the thing that breaks my heart about that channel is, the creator is putting their heart into every video. They're using automation, but they're sitting in every video. They're tweaking it.
Yeah.
They're fixing it.
Yeah.
They're making sure it's good. They even getting the audio right. There's this whole thing about making sure AI pronounces words right and fixing the voices and making sure the voices are good and then fact checking it. It's very important information. You don't want to just be putting out exam prep videos with
especially
AI can hallucinate. And so you're like helping these people get ready for exams.
Yeah.
Yeah. And things are so there actually was just such human and let's even put it this way. I would almost argue the content was almost better than a human could do because it's polished. It's perfect. It's educational. That's frustrating to me. I think it's an overreach. It's not spam. It's not uploaded flooding.
Yeah.
Yet he still got demonetized. But nevertheless, thank God he's got also another business that the channel can drive to. So how can you increase that? Number 2, break templates on purpose.
This means varying things. And this word template is interesting to me, Sean. I think I'm still trying to wrestle with it. Break templates on purpose, because it just baffles me to think about, because we're all about frameworks here at Think Media.
Yeah.
And I guess templates, you maybe that could be a little bit of a stretch, but thinking about, when you we have frameworks for a hook, for example. We have frameworks for content, for example, perfect video recipe 3A, right? There's different things to do, but this advice to help creators stay safe, breaking templates, is no, literally, if you're actually saying the same thing, showing the same thing.
Here's a template. So I actually will watch, Bible content, and it'll be 10 secrets of King Solomon.
Okay.
And so the video will sound like kind of a dramatic old wise voiceover. And it'll be King Solomon was the richest man who ever lived, and he had 700 wives. But you won't believe this secret fact about him that we'll talk about in part 2. But first, we have to. There's there's viral templates.
Yeah, there's beats
for face, and so there's template, and it's actually interesting. You start to feel the flow. King Solomon was born. His father was this. But one little known thing was he was visited by a prophet. And then it's but make sure you keep watching until the end, because the most crazy fact is coming later. It's a template.
Okay. And then repeating that same thing over. In Boaz was a whatever. It's a different character, different thing, same format, same architecture.
Yeah, so the same architecture.
The crazy thing.
And that's kind of tough, because what are those templates? They're a level of best practice for hacking attention. But what we're saying here is break templates on purpose.
Do it on purpose.
So even if you're sitting down, there's still a place. I mean, one of the most powerful things about YouTube is high quality mini documentaries, which was essentially what these are. It could be a Kanye West iceberg where you're going down in all these facts about him, or it could be the real downfall of WeWork. Any creator, any person from their home right now can start making really cool content that could be entertainment based about musicians or facts about musicians. It could tell stories, but the templates I think it would come right out in terms of, you stole a script from somebody else, change 1 or 2 things, break it on purpose, write your own thing, your own perspective, have a different flow to it. So if you're varying your intros, you're varying pacing, you're varying structure, you're allowing imperfection.
Oh, that's huge.
And so people that are going to try to game this might be there'll probably be an AI tool that's YouTube detection proof. But the deeper principle would be again, get to work, bro. Sit down and Isaiah and I at the airport, because we're here in Nashville, filming some stuff with and speaking at an event. We're talking about pastors using AI for their sermons.
Yeah.
And generative AI. And some people being you should never use AI for your sermons. And I was I don't know about that. You totally should. It's going to help you research faster.
Yeah.
You don't need to get a book off the shelf. You could get into lexicon of words quick, get the definition of the Hebrew and Greek. But then I was the pastors who are using it wrong are lazy.
That's
because they just want to go golf. And so they're not going to sit down and actually, like, they let AI generate a sermon in 1 hour. When what does real depth look like? What does really like sitting with the content look like? You should probably invest 10 to 20 hours in your sermon. Some invest 30 hours. So everybody, you could do YouTube with a busy schedule, but if you're just trying to get videos done in 5 minutes, that's probably going to be a template.
Yes.
If AI helps you get started and save 5 hours, but then you still put your energy in it and your work in it and your personality, you write some stories and you fix it and you get rid of the M dashes and you get rid of all this other stuff.
Yeah.
We're not saying you shouldn't start with AI. And so that's a very important role. A pastor
Oh my goodness.
should not be just using generic scripts. It's ridiculous.
100%.
But like, I also wouldn't go to the extreme of like AI is of the devil and you shouldn't use it at all. Break the template.
Yes.
Like put yourself in there, get some different pacing, be you. So that's number 2.
Yeah. So I think that this is perfect to talk about. Okay. Number 3 here, using AI as an assistant, not an engine. This is what we're talking about. And I think it's learning to identify what to outsource, right? And when to reach for a tool and when to reach for AI. And I think this is where I naturally go, and I've been trying to like withhold a little bit during this episode as we've been talking, but you kind of hit the nail on the head. I think a lot of the templated stuff, and there are creators that are getting the, adverse effects of this, as we've talked about. But a lot of this is aimed at the lazy creator. Yeah. I mean, why is YouTube even, it's called YouTube or AI slop. Like that's a pretty intentional word. You know what I'm saying? And I think that so that's why it pumps me up, and to think through, okay, if you are just trying to get as much as possible with as little as possible, like you want the maximum returns with like the minimum effort, and any creator that's been on the platform for more than 0.2 seconds that has like some legitimate success, it's been around for a while, that's just not how it goes. That's just not how it goes anywhere, right? Like, and you can't push a button and expect stuff to just happen. And so using AI as your assistant, I love that advice. And something that I've actually been trying to do more of, Sean, is kind of force myself when thinking through content, even if it's just for a little bit. I'm absolutely using AI to help me brainstorm and think through things and refine things, but I actually am challenging myself to just start with myself and just see what happens. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's funny because it's like, that's actually the good old days. You know what I mean? I remember like in my own YouTube channel, my own business, when I was like starting to learn about courses and selling courses and email funnels and landing pages. And I had Kajabi, you know who had to write every word of all that stuff? This dude. I had to do every single freaking thing. There was no AI there. Like, I had to actually revise stuff myself or send it to another human to revise it. And so, all that to say, I think when it comes to using AI as your assistant, I would encourage you, a big coaching point is like, start with yourself. That's
good. Number 4 is fewer uploads, higher distinction. So scale can equal risk. And if you're just doing flood of uploads, a flood of automated uploads, that's a problem. That's causing a flag. I think one of the trends that is interesting in 2026 is, I would say, quality over quantity. And quantity's purpose oftentimes is practice and getting started, but slowing down and uploading fewer videos. I think about, we had Caleb Ralston on the podcast. Him and I go back like 20 years now. But I want to say his channel's on the way to 100,000 subscribers, and he's under 20 uploads as far as long form videos.
Gee whiz.
He's slowing down and going just deeper, higher quality videos. If you're a faceless channel, again, if you slow down and just put more heart, AI is an assistant. Maybe the whole thing is generative, but AI drafting the video is not the same as AI just fully publishing the video. If the draft and the template, okay, you're swapping out some B-roll here, you come back, you add some things here, and you humanize the script. It outlines it for you, but you write more, you add in some other research. Fewer uploads. Higher distinction. But I think number 5 is maybe the most important and biggest ideas. Build a unique brand, even if it's AI. So there's some good channels right now that I am aware of that are completely AI avatar. They also are very much fewer uploads type of channels. And what they've done is they've created a character.
Yes.
So they don't want to be on camera, but they have either digitized themselves or a version of themselves. And it's a brand then. So now there's a recognizable avatar. You remember the little clip guy on Microsoft Word, Clippy? Is that his name?
Yes, is that his name, Clippy? clip.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people love him or hate him. He's a brand. You know, he's a little guy who'd pop up and help you with your Microsoft Word document.
Man,
Microsoft, why did they retire Clippy?
To bring him back, man.
You know, but even if you are a cartoon or an avatar or a character, like it's a brand still. And so you could still use AI, but don't be generic. So this is a good principle, of course, for everybody is number one, if you're going to go faceless, you're going to build an automated channel, distinct brand. What did YouTube say? They said, if your videos cannot be distinguished from anybody else's, if it literally, like anybody can just generate some images, animate them, write a script, put some music on it.
There it is.
But like, what is your unique brand? You know, this is a difficult and high level of content to create. And this can work in any niches. You know, we respect people from all backgrounds and beliefs. We're talking a lot about like the Bible, but there is the Bible Project.
Yeah, that's right.
That is a voiceover animation channel.
Yes.
Illustrations, animations. I'm not seeing a person on that channel. So can you still do a now what the Bible Project, which I believe had donors, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars has gone into that content.
Wow.
Anybody sitting at home right now with the tools in front of them in 2026 has the ability to get into the game of what used to cost millions of dollars to produce, to do it for like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Because these tools still cost money. Generative AI still costs money. But we need a human. You got to be, if you're behind it, and what's the unique brand of the channel?
Yeah.
Like what is your unique vibe or your unique style? What's, injecting that? And then anybody, if you're just somewhat using AI and you start to incorporate more AI into your content, and you're still on camera, you're still whatever, what's your brand? What's unique about you? What's your uniqueness? I do want to let people know, coming up at our Think Media Mastermind in Vegas, it's happening in a couple weeks. We have our brand to DNA framework.
Yes.
And so that's a tool that we use in the room together, proprietary process we walk people through. It's not just for faceless channels, although more important than ever before if you don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, I would agree.
But one of the most important things in a noisy online world, period, AI or not, is personal brand, or brand is the only differentiator left.
Yeah.
What is the uniqueness that you're putting out in your channel? What's unique? And this could go all the way from, of course, values, beliefs, style, into colors, look.
Yeah.
And so Mickey Mouse is a unique brand. Paw Patrol is a unique brand. It has got unique characters, a unique look to the animation. And so dialing in your brand, if you're established right now, but your brand is kind of weak, it's a good time to be working on it. You're just getting started, having the thought of like, how do I brand myself, position myself? What's my unique angle? So important in 2026. And if anybody wants to check that out, there's a few spots left to our mastermind. You can go to thinkmediamastermind.com to apply and spend 2 days together covering a lot of stuff about YouTube growth. But, building a unique brand is critical in 2026.
So would you go so far as to say, like, say you create, I'm thinking of all these random characters like the Geico Gecko, you know, like all this other, So if you go this route, this is actually kind of like, this is attributing branding to this character, to your channel, really to your channel as a whole, like beliefs, value systems, like you said, brand coloring and everything. Like this is a way you can distinguish yourself from just random stuff you could have any sort of AI generate for you.
I would love to learn personal finance from a gecko.
There's an idea.
I would love to learn facts about animals from a gecko.
This would be great.
So there's a lot of channels that, just facts about animals, history channels. Yeah. So these are questions you could ask yourself. The voice, the audio branding, the video branding, the AI avatar, how it's positioned, cloning your own voice. And I think about, what's fascinating is there's a cool channel, Patrick CC. He covers all kinds of mini documentaries, used to do beats and hip hop stuff. Yeah. But he does like banger videos, well thought out, well researched. He shows up on camera a few times in the video, but it's like 3%.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden there he is, and he kind of looks at the camera, encourages people to drink water and then stay hydrated. And then he keeps going. So, it's not even necessarily that an AI avatar would be seen the whole time, but like you could still he's got a unique brand. And the content is high effort and high reward.
Right. Yeah.
Big views, distinct brand, good stories, good storytelling, good structure. So yeah, I mean, whether AI or not, build a unique brand.
This is huge. So as we land the plane here, we think about where YouTube is going, right? Because we've only actually just started 2026, which is kind of crazy. But so we're future casting. Here's what we know and trust, that this sort of pattern-based enforcement, it's here to stay, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's hopefully only going to get better and, you know, more intelligent, but it's here to stay.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I think that creators who adapt will be fine, but channels that are factories are in trouble.
Okay.
Automated factories.
Yeah.
You know, there's a term for this, and this is part of the group that has been getting hit. They call them content farms.
Yes.
How do you feel about farm-raised salmon?
Not too good.
What the doctors say
They're
is
like, don't do it.
it's not good
Give me
for
that
you.
wild caught Atlantic.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Why are you paying more for wild caught salmon
Yes.
versus farm raised?
Yes.
So these content farms, these content factories, yeah, I mean that's a red flag. So what is YouTube solving for? And so at a high level, you know, and we always get some critique in the comments where like, you're just defending YouTube. No, I mean, I've fired a few shots of frustration, but also, you know, we'll talk about both sides. They're also thinking about viewer experience.
Yes.
Satisfaction. They're thinking about their own longevity. If the
Yeah.
platform becomes so overridden with farm-raised salmon,
Or farm-raised salmon,
then everyone's going to get sick and everyone's going to die.
everyone's going to die.
And
It's the
so
plague.
then the platform dies, or you know, there's just so much spam, there's so much noise. They have to be constantly adapting.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think if you continue to adapt, you know, subscribe to the channel, stay connected to information like this. This is an ongoing conversation.
100%.
You know, one of the things that we have said, I learned this from one of my mentors, but creators who outwork, outlearn, outstrategize, and outlast everyone else win. Outwork, well, when you're doing lazy content, you're not outworking.
That's right.
You're like, you're
This is true.
underworking. Well, I'm still working hard. I'm plugging in really hard prompts. Bro, put in some more effort.
Come on, man.
Outwork, outlearn, continuing to learn. Okay, there might be a tweak. How do I position? Oh, that's a flag. Like those who do faceless at an elite level, they're doing micro pivots. Oh, shoot. A couple of my channels got shut down, but now this is the new thing that's working. You got to continue to learn, like be updated on those best practices. Out strategize. All right, in light of this, where are we going next? And then, of course, outlast. So if you got to outlast the demonetization season,
Yeah.
update your content. What that channel did is, you know, they were working directly with Caleb, and you know, our team gets hard at work, starts doing all the research, sends some stuff back to them. They go, okay, we clean up some of our old library. We unlisted or deleted some videos. We're changing some things, and we're changing our workflow going forward.
That's right.
We're
Let's go.
adapting. We're appealing the process. And then at the same time, we're going to diversify. We're going to work on these other income streams. And so, yeah, creators who adapt, you know, YouTube success is a moving target.
This is true.
So if we're just willing to keep, you know, moving with that. So I'm curious your final thoughts, but I do want to also just shout out to listeners. If you've enjoyed this conversation and you're on YouTube, it always helps if you hit the like button and, you know, subscribe for more tips on building a profitable YouTube channel. And if you're new to the Think Media podcast, thanks for being here. If you're on audio, definitely rate and review. Super grateful for being able to hang out with you in your Apple EarPods or AirPods or Bose noise canceling headphones or Skull Candy. What am I just goes through like a list of brands? Or on your Bluetooth speaker as you're working out, or as you're walking your dog. It's been nice to be hanging out with you. And then also, if you want to join us, we are hosting a 2-day event in Las Vegas. It is called our Think Media YouTube Mastermind. Limited to 60 spots. This next one only has a few spots left. thinkmediamastermind.com is the URL, or click the link in the description, fill out the application, and get in the room, because YouTube success is a moving target. Besides the fact that we'll walk you through getting clear on your brand, the latest stuff that's working right now, the chance to network with other creators and entrepreneurs, the chance to connect directly with me and our coaches, and the chance that, like, I mean, we're going to be, at the time of recording this, in Las Vegas in 3 weeks in person. And I mean, probably that week we'll be sharing stuff in the room of what's come out, you know, and we break into circles with our whole team. You know, Think Media is a team of 30 people. So we just have so many minds working on this. and iron sharpens iron. So you get all those best practices. So again, if you're interested in being a part of our YouTube mastermind, just go to thinkmediamastermind.com. But I don't know if you have final thoughts. You're on the front lines of this every single day, working with our clients and whatnot. Land the plane for us.
Man, absolutely. Well, I just thank you for leading the charge, by the way. Like, just to be an OG in the space and to continue to do all those things you encouraged us to do, to continue to outwork, outlast, outlearn, and to bring content here. And it's just a privilege to be a part of the conversation here, because the truth is I'm still learning, man. Like, as we all are. Like, this stuff moves quick, you know, stuff on YouTube moves really fast. And so my encouragement would be like, please stay close, stay subscribed, and hang around. We'd love to see you at the Mastermind in Vegas if it's possible. We're doing several of them throughout the year. So if it doesn't work here in a few weeks, we'd love to see you at one of those. But I would just want to encourage you with this. This is the year to take your channel more seriously. And I know I'm speaking to a lot of people right now. So that could be you. If you're like, man, I'm really not working hard. Like, whatever kind of like agitated you during this episode, I would encourage you to have like a leadership mindset and lean into it and be open-handed and be like, hey, that kind of got under my skin because maybe that's something you need to work on, or that's something you need to go learn more about. But this is the year that you need strategy. Because this time, 2027, I can't even imagine what's going to have happened and the changes that will have come. So you're going to need to be able to pivot, and we want to help you pivot as we are learning as player coaches too. Well, hey, if you got any value out of this conversation, like, rate, share, review, wherever you watch or listen. This is the Think Media Podcast. I'm Nathan Eswine, and I can't wait to connect with you in a future episode.